It's that time again. Time to react to some Dokkan hot takes by my boy Abu Look. He's got no idea who I am, but let's start the reactions. Akatsuki's root canal in giving units God. Tech Gohan. Well, if you're trying to say that Tech Gohan is one of the main reasons why a lot of God units nowadays are pretty weird, I would definitely agree with that, but it's not really a hot take. If anything, it's a cold take. So far, I agree with it, but it's not a hot take. Let's move on to the second one. This 17 is superior infinitely to this 17. And what I'll say to that is, if you mean on release, then yes, absolutely. But if you mean right now, then I'm sorry to say this Super 17 is obviously better. But that's because he's a brand new unit, whereas this 17 came out ages ago. But clearly you didn't clarify what you mean here, so I won't criticize you too much there. Thing is, there's only two possibilities here. Either you mean on release this 17 was better, or you mean right now this 17 is better. And if you mean on release it was better, it's not a hot take, everyone agrees. And if you mean right now, then you're just wrong, because the brand new unit is obviously better. So this is a bit of a weird one. Abu, look, I'm not gonna lie, this is not a hot take. I'm gonna be honest. It's either a bad take, or it's an obvious take. In any dimension, this is not a hot take. Full dodge. Again, that's not a hot take. If you said this when Piccolo was first released, I'd be like, fair enough, maybe it's a hot take. But for right now, obviously full dodge is the best build, because for any old unit, for most of them, dodge is going to be the best thing that you can do for the older units, because you want to avoid them getting hit at all costs because their defense is not up to standard. So again, that's not really a hot take. He has become 10 times better. I would actually disagree with that, actually. I think he's become significantly better, but I think some people are exaggerating it. For example, I think the LR gods are still better than this unit, but only because they have more partners. Other than that, this unit has definitely gotten a significant buff with JP's latest update. Gohan and Krillin were basically a really bad release, is what he's saying here, and I completely agree with him, and it's not a hot take. I'm not gonna lie, so far, I don't think we've seen any hot takes except for this one. Other than that, so far, there's not been a single hot take. Either you've been wrong, or you've been right and it's obvious. There's no in between. Like, it's not a hot take. I think what he means here is that if you get lucky, he's really good, and if you don't, he's dead. And that's probably true. I don't have the unit, I've not used the unit, so I can't comment on that too much, but I'll allow that one. We shall allow that one. Should have saved this release until post 7-year anniversary. I completely agree with that, because this is one of the most low-key shafted units of all time in Dokkan, because of how unlucky they got with how the power creep went with the 7-year anniversary. So yes, if I could change it, I would make it so that this unit came out after the 7-year anniversary, and they would have been significantly better. Would have been better as one, but still, I have no idea what you mean by this tweet, so I think I'll just move on. LR, Beerus and Whis are a good easy A, but no good partners. Honestly, it's a fair point. I can't really argue with that. Guard and damage reduction, and instantly rise to top 10. What he's saying is, if LR Tech Broly gets guard and damage reduction, he's instantly in the top 10. And this is the furthest thing from a hot take that I've ever seen. This applies to any unit. You give any unit guard and damage reduction, they have the potential to be a top 10 unit in Dokkan. Like, this is not a hot take. Like, that literally applies to any unit whatsoever. Let him stack defense and super effective against all types. Sure, but again, I don't see how that's a hot take. It just isn't. Baka on release. I think that means idiot on release. Okay, this is a hot take, so I'll give you this. I don't agree with it, but at least it's finally a hot take. So I'll give you that, Abu, look. We shall give you that. because I think he was actually pretty decent on release, but obviously now he's not as impressive. Still good, but got hardcore replaced by the 8th anniversary GT duo. Okay, finally, this is also one more hot take. Again, I disagree with it. I think this guy is really good to this day, but at least you're giving me a hot take. And by the way, in my opinion, Tech Carnival Goku has not been hardcore replaced by the GT duo for the simple reasoning that with the GT duo, just don't activate the standby skill. It's as simple as that. Don't use the standby skill, and the GT duo are still the best unit in the game, and then just revive with Tech Carnival Goku. And Tech Carnival Goku is also one of the best units in the game. Was better than the 5-year anniversary units on release. I actually disagree with this, and the reason I disagree with this is because this guy had no partners, and because of that you can't really say he was better than them. In other words, I am saying that Blue Vegeta and Blue Gogeta, arguably the worst anniversary units of all time on release, they were better than Rose because they at least had places where they could be used, whereas this guy had no partners, so I don't think you can say this. But at the very least, it's a hot take, so I'll give you that. They still never aged one bit. I disagree with that. I think both of them have aged phenomenally. I think they are both great units to this day, but they have slowly started to age, just because better units have come and more difficult content has come. So these guys, they've aged, but they are still really good. Like, I'll give you that. If this Piccolo gets his easy A during Golden Week, the Namekian team will officially become top 3. Okay, fair enough, I could see that, but personally, I would change the word will to could. Like, it could be a top 3 team, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Good OST from LR, Tapion and Monosha. I do know their names indeed, and I don't really know. Like, I don't care about OSTs, so we'll move on. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. Must pick on movie hero team post Easy A. I mean, that's literally impossible to say, because you can say that about any unit. Like, or if this unit hypothetically gets an Easy A, they will be a must run. Like, it's hard to say, because like, if the unit's good post Easy A, then sure, but what if he's not? Like, what if he's bad? Then you're just wrong. Like, this could go either way, we'll see. Build up to 70% damage reduction that stays until the end of the turn. Abu, look, why are you talking this into existence? Please, Dokkan, ignore this tweet. Dokkan, ignore this tweet. Please, please ignore this tweet. I don't want any damage reduction that only stays for the turn. Please, Dokkan, fix this unit by giving him permanent damage reduction after he builds it up. Like, let him build it up, fair enough, but after he's built it up, let him keep it. Dokkan, please let him keep that damage reduction, and please don't make it reset after every turn, because that is the worst thing that you could possibly do for this unit. And that's why this unit on release was nowhere near as good as his counterpart, which was the MUI Goku, who got that 70% chance to dodge. In danger post revival, I've not used the unit, I don't have the unit, but I feel like that's probably correct, because I don't think he has like guard, damage reduction or dodge, and without that, he's definitely going to be in trouble, so I'll give you that. World Tournament is the only event that hasn't been updated. I mean, I don't see how that's a hot take, so let's move on. Bad unit in general, sorry, they rely on their defense via super. Sure, I mean, the unit was okay on release. Obviously now the unit is not as good, but on release, this Goten and Trunks was a decent unit, but well, now they are bad, but that's because they are quite old at this point, so that makes sense. So those were some interesting hot takes. We got some hot takes there, we got some cold takes there, and we got some wrong takes there. Let's do a quick subscriber challenge. If you guys agree with me that Int Nami Goku was a good unit on release, then you have to subscribe, because that is the challenge. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, then do subscribe, especially if you just failed that challenge, because that is the challenge. Also, do leave a like and comment, because those things do help out. With that said, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.